Today is a day where we put bracing on the side of the truck. So it's going to be an interesting engineering day, but it should stop all the wobble left and right. See how it wobbled there? And it'll do it one more time. That should go away the next time we see that on the next video. Right now it's about 12:34 and I'm in the chat room premiering the video. So I'm in the chat room telling everybody the cool part about this is I got my workstation here that I'm solar powered right here in the 65 Chevy, backed out of the garage, getting sunshine and doing my workflow and working on the truck at the same time, multitasking, premiering the video. So yeah, it's really cool to have power source, and the power is coming from the outlet here on the gas where the gas tank was. That's where the inverter power is coming from. And the inverter's down here, and I also have more power down here, and I have a cable here for power. There's going to be outlets everywhere on the truck. But yeah, it's turning into a mobile workstation and pretty soon a mobile live streaming station. And it's solar powered. That's the cool part. And we got trains and slot cars. So that's the cool part. You know, this right here. So you could put one of these on the track like that. Grab one of these. And while I'm working, I can take a 5-second break. Fishtail around that corner. Let's get a good shot of it fishtailing around this corner here. Look at that. We'll do a 180. I need to add a border on the inside and the outside of the track, mostly on the inside. So when it does spin around like that, it can stay on the track better. But yeah, mobile workstation. This is another cool part about having your own mobile power workstation. So this is coming from the battery on the truck, negative, positive. And years ago, long time ago, I got tired of my batteries dying. This is version 1. I'm going to do version 2. Version 2 will actually be the battery that the cables connect to, so I can switch it with my other tools. At the time, I didn't even think about that, but I could have tapped into the battery contacts and had this cable on there, but that will be version 2. But this is version 1 from probably 15 years ago or whatever. The cable goes into the DeWalt and it's hooked straight to the power here, and you can see the amp draw when we spin it. So startup amps. So right now we're drawing about an amp with everything that's running in the background with the radio and stuff. So let's just ease into it here. That's about 3 amps to run the drill under no load. Now I'll put a load on it like with my jeans here, and we'll see the load increase. So that's just free run. And then I'm increasing the load with my shorts there. So yeah, that's how that works. This is an amp meter. So anyway, I have solar powered drill right here, solar direct. I don't even have to plug in my 110 drill and go through my inverter. This is way more efficient when it comes to power. So yeah, that's another cool thing. The power from the truck is going to be continuing to build itself here. Like, I'm going to be drilling holes here and here, everywhere, and finally screwing this thing down once I get it figured out exactly the way I want it. Right now this is just setting in here, tongue and groove. There's no screws. But and I'm going to also do the cross cables, which I don't want to, but I'm going to have to. I'm for sure going to do the cross cables on the back. I really don't want it up in the front here because it's gonna, but it'll be all right. But yeah, I just want to show you that drill. So what I'm going to work on now is the back. Let me get on the other side here and show you. So I cut this PVC to the right length, and this is the overall concept. So this will be in here, and I have plans to find something I can wedge in here on each one of these uprights, so the PVC is not even trying to flop around there or move forward and back. So I got to find something to wedge in there. But here's the overall concept. I'm going to have wood on each side, just like I did on the uprights here, and then it's going to go up like that, and this will be bolted or yeah, I'm probably going to start doing bolts on this load bearing stuff. So instead of screws, I'm going to do bolts here, and that way I can pivot it if I want to. And I'm going to have a bolts through here somewhere and bolts through here somewhere for the stuff that's load bearing. So by the end of the day, maybe I'll be able to cruise down the road in this thing if I get the cables. And the next thing, once I get the backs done, I'm going to do my support cables going across with the turnbuckles, with these things that we got the other day, these turnbuckles. So the goal is to have a turnbuckle. I got the turnbuckles with the hooks as well. So I was going to hook it on the bottom of the bed. Of course, this is going to be an issue with the train coming by, so my turnbuckle thing is going to have to be strategic. I might be able to do turnbuckles up front and not in the back. I'll figure it out, just like I always do. It'll work either way. So I'm coming out here to get some more inventory. Look at this. Never seen it that dry out here. Just below sand. Look at this. Look at the dead grass. I'm glad I didn't cut this place. There's still a little moisture left in the ground, but not much. But yeah, if I would have had this all mowed perfectly, it would have been more of a hot spot because the sun would be baking on the sand. So let's see what we can find. I'm looking for 3/4 inch. There's some good stuff over there and over here. We'll grab, it's got all this sticky stuff on it. We'll grab one of these. What else do we have? We got some more of these panels. We got a crossover here. Passive crossover that I can use in the project. I wish I wouldn't have let this sit out in the rain. But yeah, this will be cool. Yeah, for stereo stuff. Yeah, we'll put that in the project somewhere. That'll match the truck. What else was I going to show you? Oh, that's the solar powered tiller. We're going to do something fun with that too. Looks like the wheels being covered up. It's going to get rusty. I need to rescue some of this stuff. This is what I came up with to keep the pipe from, to keep it facing forward. It's not really for load, but this is 3/4 black poly pipe. This is 1-inch PVC that I've been using for the uprights, the same stuff. You stick it in there like that, bend her over like that, and there. And it doesn't keep it from going this direction like I wanted so much, but it does keep it forward. So as long as this is parallel with the like straight up and down right here, then it's what I need when I'm working with it. I just don't want it flopping back when I'm doing my measurements. And it also keeps it from flopping around. So we'll do this side. And it helps if you use soap and water. But right now, it's going in there pretty good without it. And I'll do the same thing on these. I'll put 3/4 inch in there to keep it from sliding forward so much before I start bolting everything down. I just want everything to be in the same position. Now I can come in here with this, and we're going to do this number right here, and something like that on each side of the PVC. Of course, I'll have to cut this one down a little bit more. Seeing how I added that little turnaround with the black poly, I'm going to have to cut off the top here a little bit so it's not showing. I could come up like this, but it won't be as structurally sound, and come up with this. But yeah, then it's not going to be as sound as something like this. So I'm going to go this direction. Even though this probably looks cooler, straight up and down like that. That might look better, but I mean, what's the difference between that and that? It's not that big. And if you don't know the option beforehand, it's not a big deal. This will be more, this will be stronger. This will be more better. Trust me. So this is what I came up with right here. I'm doing a bolt here. I really wanted to do two, one on the top and bottom, but I don't have enough. So I'm doing one right now. That'll be just fine. I can always put screws in here, like I did right here, and you can't really see them that much. doesn't matter. So anyway, and then I use this as a spacer because there's going to be 2 boards coming across here. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll work on the part that goes at an angle here. So that's what I came up with, and it took me long. So that's what I'm ending up with there on the back. So let's do an overall what it looks like from back here. And of course the solar panels are going to be closer to the inside, so you shouldn't be able to see them from the top. I just haven't moved them. I'll move them when I mount them. I found some rusty washers, but I couldn't find rusty bolts, so I'm probably going to blend those in later on. And that really adds front to back stability without doing, and nothing else is bolted down on this truck. And I've again done this without drilling any holes in the truck, this whole project. I don't think I've ever drilled a hole in this truck except maybe to mount a switch under the dash, and that was it. So that's it. I've only been able to work on the truck technically about a full hour today. It's been a busy day with work stuff. So that's it. And of course, I got a lot of this spare wood that I'm going to put in here to hide the PVC. I'll figure out how to hide it. And of course, I have some edges here that I want to not look so fresh cut. This side isn't fresh cut, but that's okay. I'll figure that out. I can put some dirt and grease on it and it'll blend right in. A little grease and dirt, that'll fix that right up. So there we go. I'm going to work on, I'm running low on wood, so I'm really strategic about where I place things. I'm probably going to be drilling holes here now and mounting this down, and here I'm probably going to do the cable anchors first and then drill the holes. I haven't figured it out yet, but that's it so far. I was hoping to be able to drive this thing today, but like I said yesterday, it's probably going to be Friday before I'm able to cruise down the road and safely feel like this thing's not going to fall off, because I still have to, once I get this thing from wobbling left and right, I have to figure out how I'm going to fasten these things down. So if I had more wood, this would have been a lot easier, but I'm having to source this old wood, so I'm limited on the amount of wood I can use, because I'd like to have a cross support, but it's okay. Everything's working out all right. So that's what we got so far. All right, so that's the last one. These happen to be carriage bolts, but they're going to work. I just got what they had. This is some stuff that I just want to spend all day looking for. So I got these the other day, and got rusty washers. It's for everywhere I could use a rusty washer, I'm using rusty washers, so it matches the truck. These are 1/2-inch bolts. And then what I do is I give them a little bit of a tighten down and a tap, like that. That way the carriage bolt builds its own little groove in there and it doesn't slip. Tighten it down a little bit more. You don't want to go too tight on these. Just enough to where the wood is meeting. And that's it. Right there, you can feel that torque right there. So they're all done now as far as drilled. And this is the uprights. I've been drilling and bolting these uprights here. So I got one there, one there, one here, one here, one there. So it already is a lot more sturdy, but it still doesn't stop that side-by-side sway. And the only way I'm going to stop that is with some small cabling and some turnbuckles. I found this stuff. I'm going to cut it right here with some tin snips, and that's going to be perfect for me to put the turnbuckle on. So this is how I cut this stuff, because it's thicker than what these tin snips are rated at. So I only weigh about 140 pounds now, but it's more hand strength than anything else. And then you come over here on the other side, line it up, and then you just give that a little right there. Stuff's pretty thick. You just got to be careful. And you really can't use the longer tooth ones, but you can, the lefties. I've had better luck with the righties, and I'm right-handed when it comes to cutting stuff. So that's how I cut that stuff. This galvanized stuff. Now we need to bend these up a little bit. So this is the way I do this kind of stuff. Channel locks are your friend. I mean vice grips and channel locks. So you just take this little happy thing right here and give her a little torque like that. A little bit right there. A little bit right there. And then now when I bolt that like that to the edge there, that'll be almost at the right angle where the cable's coming down to the turnbuckle. So we're going to bend 4 of those and see what we end up with. All right, we got 4. So let's see what that's going to look like here. I'm going to take you off the chest here. I'm going to move right over here. So the concept is I'm going to take that washer off. That's going to be on there like that. Mosquitoes are coming out for feeding right now. And then the turnbuckle cable is going to connect to that. More delays, but that's okay. So we're finally getting back on the project here. Mosquitoes are coming out. It's getting late. So we got one of them done. We'll do another one. All right, so I just put a little bit of tension. I did one side. I did one turn there, one turn there, one turn there, just to where you hear the wood creak, just a little bit. You don't want a lot of tension on it, and you want them exactly the same because I don't want it leaning one direction or the other. So if you go back here and look, I still have the perfect cab angle on this side and the perfect cab angle on that side. And see, that's how I can adjust that. And there is no sway just with these back here. So this is kind of a concept. I'm probably going to end up moving those back here tomorrow, but there's a storm coming in, looks like. It's midnight now, and I instead of having a hook coming off of here and having to move all this and drill holes through this to run a cable all the way to the upper corner, I discovered that there's a bolt back here. There's a whole bunch of them, but I picked the top one and I made this thing. I have 2 of them now. I made both of them, and with that bend I'll be able to put the turnbuckle on this end right here. So this is going to go in here like this, and I'll show you here in a second when I get it bolted in. Here's what I came up with. So this bolt right here in front of the bed, it's a 1/2-inch bolt, and I bent up those steels, you saw that earlier, and that's what it ends up looking like. Of course, none of these cables are going to be here. All that'll be gone, even the white one, so you won't really even see it. And I got just a little tension on it, front, on the top and the bottom, so it makes it perfect X, like I said I was going to do. Instead of it blocking the train down there, they come down here at an angle, and then I can have them tied right here just so they don't flop around. So there we go. I have the turnbuckle on both sides just because that's the only way I could get this stuff to hook in there. So I can always put something there later and grab that turnbuckle, but that's a couple bucks, $2.80, so it's not a big deal. So that's the way it ends up in the back, and I'm going to probably make a spider out of Cat 5 cable, or maybe I'll find one, but I'm going to see if I can if I have time, I'll make a spider with Cat 5 cable and then have like some web looking stuff back here eventually. So that will be the spider, and then, you know, maybe the spider will move if I have time. And the same thing on this side. That's what it looks like. Like I said, I got turnbuckles on all the ends just because that's the only way I could mount it. I didn't have the little cable keepers, you know, the little things that stop the cable from fraying. I don't know what they're called, but you know what I'm talking about. And oh, somebody was asking about security cameras. So that's Amcrest. That's I've had really good luck with Amcrest because I've had these indoor cameras outdoors. As long as you don't get them wet, they've worked for me. So Amcrest is something I would look at. They have an Ethernet port on the back. I have it taped up. The older ones have all kinds of ports. This is the newer version. So there's an Ethernet port. You can hook it directly to your router, or it's wireless. And you just plug it into a USB port. It just has to be high enough power USB port, at least 2 amps. All right, so what other questions? I'm gonna do more security stuff after the car show because I love doing that kind of stuff. I love security. This is a Wise camera, so Wise cam right there, and see where it says 2 amps. So yeah, you want to at least put 2 amps in these cameras. So make sure you got a 2 amp USB. Most of them come with them, but anyway, this is a good camera. Horrible microphone on these generations, and I don't think they've improved the mic because I've looked at the reviews on these. They have decent video, 1080p, but the microphones are absolute garbage. So there you go, Wise, step it up a notch. The microphones on the Amcrest are very nice for the price. You can get those for a double pack for like 50 bucks or 60, or a single one for, you just have to price, but they have a 1080p and then they have a 4K version. 1080p is all you need. Don't even think about the 4K. That's just, I mean, you can get the 4K, but the 1080p looks great. That's what I have. So let's get to reading the comments. Tomorrow, I'm going to be engineering a way to secure these things, preferably without screwing them down. So I'm going to have to do some research and development here, and I have to cut this even, so I got some saws on to do to kind of trim these up to true that and get that more true. Got this done today on the side, and I'm going to put right here, I'm going to end up putting this across here like that to hide that right there. So each side will have that, and if I can find a longer piece, I might do a little flare action with a little something something, but it just depends. If I can find, the thing is I don't have enough of this wood. This is my last 2 pieces that are, but see, look how bad a shape they're in. They're cracked. So I'm gonna save these for something for design, like aesthetics, and not structure like this. So this thing is rock solid now. I'm pretty excited about it. Turned out pretty good. I even sourced rusty washers. I couldn't find rusty bolts. And you know what I've been saying, 20 bucks, 20 bucks, that's all I spent. I didn't account for these turnbuckles that I bought the other day. So these things were like 2 something each. So yeah, I'm gonna have to recalculate and see what I used, but either way, I'm not spending a lot of money on this project at all. 10 bucks on a piece of PVC, you know, for these uprights. So anyway, I'm gonna have to figure out a way to secure this because I really can't screw down in between these 2 pieces of wood. You see what I'm saying? So I can't just take a screw and screw in between here. I could, but it would slip right out and it would bust the wood out a little bit. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is going across the top of these with some type of cable network, but I'm going to have to hide the cable network. You know, this kind of stuff. The stuff I use for everything. So whatever I do, it's going to be secure. So this is just, the cable stuff is just an idea, so don't freak out. And I'd like your opinion on your thoughts on me premiering my videos every day. Are you liking the fact that I'm premiering them every day? So, and I'm premiering them at noon, at lunchtime, Central Time. Central Time, noon, Central Time. And today was noon 30 because of I had to do a service call for a local business. So today was kind of a heavy work day. Let's get to reading the comments to the last video here. And I'm just kind of testing out music in the background here with color theory. I'm going to restart the video here. This is rip and read time, and reading the comments and butchering the chat names like a good dyslexic. So Super Salty had the latest comment there. It says, I love your introduction screen too. Your channel is very interesting and fun. How you edit that screen, how to edit that screen. Can Can you be more specific how you edit the screen? All right. Super Salty gave me some more thumbs up, and Wendy Pooh Bear says super cool, how fun. Classic Car Traveler, great job, looking really cool. KCA TV, that camera's very cool. Yeah, it looks really cool with the skull on top. I'm gonna have to put skulls on all of them. I plan on having 4 on here. If I can get 2 on here before the car show, I'll be happy. Gas Pump Repair Service says turnbuckles, just wow. Any thoughts on any remote access cameras for subscribers? That's okay. So you're the one that was talking about it. That's why I was just showing the camera. So yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention. All right. So we got Amcrest is the first one I showed you. Wise camera is the second one. Horrible microphones on the Wise though, so I can't recommend them just because of that. The Amcrest cameras, their app is kind of so the Wise app is way better than the Amcrest, so it's kind of a trade-off. Jared, oh, there's one more. You can take an old smartphone and turn into a security camera. So as long as it's got a decent camera on it, you know, not something that's 5 or 10 years old, but like a good, decent, you know, mid-range Android phone, smartphone that you're not using, download an app called Alfred Security, and just Google Alfred Security on Google Play. Just search for it. And I actually have the paid version, but I don't use it anymore. But Alfred Security cameras, they actually sell a camera. I haven't seen the reviews yet, but you can take any smartphone and turn it into a security camera, a wireless security camera. So check that out. I messed with those years ago, and I used to use Alfred Security because I had tons of old smartphones. So yeah, so we got Amcrest, good microphone, good video, apps, So, and then the Wise, good video, and the app is pretty damn good, but the microphone is garbage. So if you're getting the camera for audio, do not get a Wise camera. I want to repeat, if you're getting a wireless camera, indoor or outdoor, from Wise, and how you spell it is W-Y-Z-E, do not get it if you're expecting to have audio, because the audio is muffled. It sounds very, very bad. And that's a really big hit against them, because all the reviewers comment on the bad audio, and people don't buy Wi-Fi cameras because audio is bad. And then, you know, the Alfred app. So I think that's, oh no, we still got some comments here. Jared Allen Fry, I definitely missed it, sir, but can you explain the 65 Chevy tailpipe thingy? Okay, the reason why I have that towel around the end of the exhaust is because I'm not driving this truck far enough to get the condensation and soot out. And what happens is every night I'll back the truck in, and I can't drive it past the driveway because all this stuff would just fall off. So when I'm pulling it out of the garage and I need to get it further away, it builds up condensation and soot. And what's been happening is it's just been chugging that soot out all over my legs when I walk around it, and all over the walls on the garage, and all over everything. So my solution was to hose clamp a towel around the exhaust, and it works like a champ. I'm going to experiment with a vacuum cleaner bag to see if it'll last long enough, because the vacuum cleaner bag won't have a lot of back pressure like that towel does. And if the vacuum cleaner bag works, I'll definitely do a video. I'm going to do a video whether it works or not. So yeah, expect a video of me putting a vacuum cleaner bag on the end of my exhaust pipe pretty soon, once I get this project right before the car show. So it should come up this next week. All right. Jared Allen again, another one says, you are just amazing, my great friend. I will say, best video yet. I will always say you sir are a natural born genius. You blow our minds. Love you, love and hugs as as always from us and Bree. Give Bree a big hug for me. Yeah, genius. There's no way I could pass a Mensa test. So this kind of stuff that I'm doing right now is where I'm right at home, working with my hands in engineering. But if I took a Mensa test, that wouldn't be classified as a genius, just because of my dyslexia. But the rest of my brain works pretty good. All right, I think that's it. No, we got more here. I'm just going back to the bottom here. That's it. Fry your okay, that's it. All right, well, we're going to do this again tomorrow. Love you all. And tomorrow's video should be, let's see, getting it, working on the very tip top, so the planks don't fly off, and mounting the solar panels permanently so we can take this thing for a cruise. Friday is the goal, is to be cruising down the road, you know, not 60 miles an hour, but down Main Street, and then I want to park somewhere, barefoot with no shirt, with riding gloves on, looking pretty rough, and get out and run the slot cars around and see if anybody heads turn. I want to get out in the parking lot and do that and just see the reactions of people. Maybe I'll do it in the Walmart parking lot too. So yeah, that's my goal, is to do that Friday, just to kind of do a trial run for the car show, because the car show is on the 22nd on the Saturday. All right, so please like, share, subscribe. Love you all. We'll do this again tomorrow.